Okay, thank you. So my goals are still on the council goals that we're going to review hopefully next. Specifically, the planning and development of a trail system, walking and biking throughout Bremerton, and then specifically concentrating on shared use paths as community connectors. And I do have a map that I could send to the rest of the council. I don't know if we need to get into that much detail, just get consensus and get it as a goal. And my map here has shared use paths for every district in the city of Bremerton. For example, Warren Avenue Bridge, Old East Bremerton High School, Warren Avenue Tunnel, across Olympic College Path from Warren Avenue Bridge to Park Avenue, Shorewood Drive, Ned Park, Pendergast, etc. It's one of those things that we want to fix roads, which is great, and I've always supported that. I've come up with innovative ways to get more money for local roads, but at the same time, we're building for the future of Bremerton, and it's taken me a while to convert, but I know I'll go to long term, we're going to have more use of bicycles and walking, hopefully, and we're going to have electric cars being more of the mainstream. And I think the city needs to really look forward into, especially with the climate that we have. It'd be different if I'm from Minnesota, and I'd be laughing about, well, half the year you can't even get access to the darn pass, But we got a climate here where if you can handle a little bit of rain, get some rain pants on and whatnot, a lot of people can hopefully commute or do a lot of their chores without getting in their cars. And I hear complaints about parking and whatnot, and I think this goes hand in hand. So I don't think that's a heavy lift, but the heavy lift is getting a plan going forward and really pushing the effort, basically starting now. I know Public Works is working on it, and the whole council needs to be behind this goal, I think, in making this more of a walkable and bikeable community. And any projects going forward, you got to be looking at, oh, what's our plan? Oh, we're going to repave this, we're going to widen this, we're going to narrow this. What about alternative means? And I'm not saying abandon the car. I'm more than supportive to come up with more money for roads. Everybody knows that. But this is an area kind of neglected, or I should say that could use some more improvement. There's other things that have been on the council goals list for a long time, and I consider them very low-hanging fruit. One is sustainable funds for park funding, and I already have an idea on how to do that. So when we get to that, I'll throw that idea out. And the other one is something that most of the council members may not be aware of, or what my proposal was, and that was the Good Neighbor Handbook. I don't know, Michael's nodding his head, so is Anna. This had unanimous support in the years past, and it kind of got thrown off track due to the pandemic. And just real briefly, and then I know Christine's listening to the meeting, maybe she can forward a copy of the City of Pasco's Good Neighbor Handbook. We don't have to discuss it now, but I really consider that low-hanging fruit, and the administration maybe could say where we're at on that. But when you have a chance to look at it, I think you'll come to the same conclusion, hopefully, that this is something that we should do. Just real quickly and basically, I don't know if you've read all the BMCs from end to end. I will tell you, I have not. I just, when they come up, okay, review it, or a citizen complaint, okay, here's what the BMC says or whatever. We need something in plain language that any community member can turn to and say, oh, what are the rules for weeds? What are the rules? Just basic, take in plain language, take our code and just say, here's your, to be a good neighbor in the city of Bremerton, here's what the city expects and your community expects, more importantly, what your community expects of you. And here's, as far as upkeep of your homes and all that. When we have a chance to just glance at the Pasco one, I really thought it was a good idea. And I think the administration did too. And I understand we got permit activity going through the roof, and we had the pandemic and whatnot. So again, another piece of low hanging fruit. So I really would like to concentrate on the goals that we have and see where we're at. The other one in District 7, and I think the administration, I know the administration is fully behind this, is to continue ongoing cleanup of Kitsap Lake and that surrounding area. And that's a gem, just not for residents around Kitsap Lake, but for it's one of the larger lakes in Kitsap County and used by everyone with public access and our park that's going to be developed there next year. So I want to continue supporting that, and basically I have that as a guideline for other communities on how to clean up a lake that's suffering from the algae blooms and et cetera. And long term, I'd like to find continuing funding for it at the county level through the Noxious Weed Board, which can easily be done, in my opinion, through a commissioner vote. But that takes some little political wrangling. So that's all I have for now.
All right, Anna, if you have a really quick comment, go ahead.
I do. Just to supplement the Good Neighbor Handbook, one suggestion would be like a yearly newsletter giving people information about new stuff that council has done. As for instance, when the responsibility shifted to homeowners to have a water shutoff valve in their homes. That's just a suggestion on that one. All done.
Thanks. You know, actually, that's going to be a challenge today, is not to go